Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Thank you for coming back to the second episode of DeeJam Rants. Now, the first episode went down absolutely fantastically. Not just in terms of the views and in terms of the likes, but also what was left down in the comments section was absolutely fantastic. And that is exactly what I want from this series. It's to engage with an audience, have a proper discussion on things, and see whether or not people like my thoughts, and just to have a little bit of a general chit chat about how people feel things are going in the football world. So we're back for the second episode, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, still football related, but something slightly different. So let's get straight into it. So today's topic of conversation is this one. I don't know if you guys can actually see that very well, but Ryan Giggs, why I turned down Swansea. Really interesting headline coming through from skysports.com. Obviously Swansea sacked their manager Francesco Guidolin recently, and Ryan Giggs was one of the names that was linked with the job. Now at the moment Ryan Giggs doesn't have a club. Obviously him and Jose Mourinho maybe didn't see eye to eye. Giggs decided to go another way and is now currently unemployed. So when the Swansea job came up and his name was in the running for it, I thought that, considering he hasn't had a managerial job since he's been retired, although he had the caretaker role for a couple of games at Man United, you would have thought that a job coming up at a Premier League team who have been there for a while, you would say established, although they're struggling at the moment, because they are established, you would think that this kind of job would be absolutely perfect for someone like Ryan Giggs, but apparently not. He said in a recent interview that he'd done in terms of being an ITV pundit, is that he met them on a couple of occasions, the Swansea guys, and in the end there was mixed messages on the footballing side and the ownership of the club. Now, ownership of the club side of things, I can understand that. Fair enough if you want some type of security, but you're unemployed, you haven't had any managerial experiences whatsoever, and you're turning them down because of one of the reasons was a lack of ambition. Now, if you're a football club, you've got to be questioning where Ryan Giggs' ambition is. Now, a lot of people are probably going to think, well, obviously he's holding out for a bigger job, he's Ryan Giggs, he's better than that. But, as I said, Premier League team, you haven't had any managerial experience whatsoever. So why do you think that all of a sudden you're better than Swansea? For me, it's showing an arrogance. And I know a lot of people will think it's just him wanting to be confident. He's confident in his abilities. He thinks he can hold out for a better job. But for me, as I said, it just shows a complete and utter arrogance of who you are. You're putting your playing career and your playing reputation ahead of what you've done as a manager. Now, who knows what he could have done if he'd have been the Manchester United manager. You've got all of those resources and everything available to you, so he could have had a very good and successful career as Man United manager. We'll never know. We might find out later on if he does ever get the job in the future. But for me, as I said, I think to turn down that job is a really bad move by Ryan Giggs, because all he has to do is keep Swansea up, and then he can move on to the next chapter in terms of what he does with them, and he can class that as a success, because they're struggling at the moment. And as I said, I haven't really been hearing his name touted for many jobs, and to turn down a position like that for me is completely and utterly wrong. But as I said, I know you guys are probably going to have completely different thoughts and opinions on this. What do you think? As I said, this is the whole point of the series. I want you guys in the comment section to leave me your thoughts on the topics I'm talking about. So, should Giggs have taken up the job? Should he have put, I suppose, well, yes, should he have put his name forward for it a little bit more? Should he have taken the job? Was he right to turn it down? Is he bigger than the club? That's my overall question, because that's what it seems to be for me. a lack of ambition from both sides of both parties. Obviously, from the Swansea point of view, they obviously didn't do enough to impress Ryan Giggs. But can he really be afforded to turn these type of jobs down? I don't know. As I said, leave me what you think in the comment section below. Dying to hear it. I know Boo's going to have something to say on this subject, as he got well involved in the comment section last time. But yeah, as I said, leave me your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching another episode of DeeJam Rants. If you liked the video, share it around. Get other people involved in the conversation as well. I'd love to know their thoughts. And if you want to see more of myself on the channel, then hit the subscribe button. That really, really would mean a lot. Like I said, most important thing, comment down below. And until next time, until we see each other, adios.